Hello, I'm Sally Gunn, and today's book is The Secret Life of the Little Brown Bat by Laurence Pringle, illustrated by Kate Garchinsky. I'm also going to show you a picture from another book called A Place for Bats, written by Melissa Stewart and illustrated by Higgins Bond. One summer evening when I was in Austin, Texas, I stood on the famous Ann Richardson Congress Avenue Bridge. Why is that bridge so famous? It's famous for the millions of bats that have roosted underneath it and have flown out at sunset. Here's a picture of it. It is truly amazing to see that happen. And people come from all over and wait for it to take place. The little brown bat is just one of many species of bats. There are so many kinds, so many species of bats. All are warm-blooded mammals that have good vision, are intelligent, gentle, and are among the most beneficial animals on Earth. They are pollinators, and the thing I love most about them is that they eat lots of mosquitoes. They find their prey and fly safely by echolocation. That is, they send out sounds, and listening and interpreting those returning echoes tells them where things are and where they are. My husband put up a bat house, and we were so happy to sit out in the evening watching them swoop through the sky. The Secret Life of the Little Brown Bat. The sun has set. July sky dims, then grows darker. Inside the old barn, the light fades fast. Time to wake up. Otis yawns and stretches a wing. His eyes wink open. Otis hangs upside down, holding onto a wooden beam with his toenails. He isn't quite ready to fly into the night. First, he takes time to groom. Otis uses his tongue, teeth, and the hooked claws of his thumbs to clean his fur and wings. Bats are Earth's only flying mammals, and they take very good care of their wings. Bat wings are made of thin skin that is supported by long arm bones, even longer finger bones, too. Otis's wings extend from his fingertips all the way back to his legs. Thin skin also stretches between his legs and tail. Otis is a young bat. Just a few weeks ago, he was a pup, nursing milk from his mother. When Otis and his mother slept in the daytime, he snuggled under one of her wings. They lived in a secret place, a big hollow tree with several other mom bats and their babies in a nursery colony. Young and old, they were all little brown bats, one of the most common kind or species of bat in North America. When his mother flew out into the night to hunt for food, Otis waited. He slept close to other bat pups. Sometimes they wrestled and played, as all young mammals do. When his mother returned, she made a squeak, chirp call. Otis answered with a whining sound. She knew him by his voice and by the scent of his fur. She always found Otis, just as the other mothers always found their own pups. Otis grew fast. Just 3 weeks after being born, he spread his wings and began to fly a little bit. Soon he was as big as his mother. He learned to catch insects to eat and no longer nursed milk. The mothers tried their best to give their pups a good start in life. Then, in just a few nights' time, all of the moms and the young bats flew off to find new homes. Now Otis is on his own. He hangs out with other young male little brown bats in an abandoned barn. This is their summer home, or roost. No one knows about their secret hideout. After licking some dust from his wings, Otis is ready to fly. He lets go with his toenails, his toe claws. He spreads his wings and flutters out of the barn. He is thirsty. He flies to a little pond. Otis swoops down, flies just above the surface, and gulps some water. Near the pond, Otis flies higher over a meadow. There, he seems to dance in the air. With his amazingly flexible wings, Otis zigs and zags, flutters and dives, hovers and swoops, dips and swerves. Then he makes a quick turn and does it all again and again. Otis is not playing. He is hunting. He is finding, chasing, catching, and eating insects. He sends out high-pitched clicking sounds that humans cannot hear, called ultrasonic sounds, and he listens for echoes from the clicks that bounce back to his ears. From the echoes, his brain makes a picture of what lies ahead in the dark. This is called echolocation. In an instant, Otis can detect a flying insect ahead. He can also tell its size, speed, and distance. That insect is in big trouble. Otis flies as he sends out about 10 clicks a second. That changes when echoes tell him that a small moth is flying just ahead. He sends out a quick burst of ultrasounds, almost 200 clicks a second. This is called a feeding or terminal buzz. Otis zooms straight toward his target. He snags the moth with one wing, then flips it into the skin between his legs. He bends his head down, grabs the moth, chews and swallows. This takes just a second or two. He keeps flying, sending out more ultrasonic clicks, listening, hunting. Otis darts, dives, turns and twists, catching beetles, crane flies, gnats, mayflies, midges, mosquitoes, and moths. With a full belly, he flies home to his roost. He still sends out ultrasounds. Echoes that bounce back help him fly safely. He dodges wires, tree branches, or other obstacles in the air. Inside the barn, Otis does a flying trick he has learned well. He heads straight toward a wall or ceiling. Then he flips in the air, turns upside down, and grabs the wood with his toenails. A perfect bat landing. And you know they sleep upside down. As summertime flies by, Otis learns to be a better hunter. Some nights, new kinds of flying insects appear. One evening in late August, Otis hears echoes that tell him there is a moth flying up ahead. He sends out more clicks and speeds toward it, but the moth vanishes. It is a tiger moth, an insect that can hear ultrasounds. Tiger moths and green lacewings are two kinds of flying insects that listen for bat clicks. When they hear them, these insects may swerve, dive, or make ultrasonic clicks of their own. The moth clicks interfere with the bat clicks, allowing the insect to escape. All summer long, Otis and the other bats feel safe in their secret home, the old barn. No raccoons or other predators can reach the bats as they sleep high overhead. Outdoors, Otis stays alert for danger. Sometimes echoes bounce back to him from something big but harmless, another bat or a giant moth. Moonlit nights can be especially dangerous for a bat that might be seen by a night-flying predator. Tonight, there is a full moon. Suddenly, Otis senses something very big coming toward him. He folds his wings and drops like a stone. Then he flies fast and escapes from the owl. Every night, Otis and the other bats eat a lot. They store fat in their bodies, getting ready for winter when there will be no insects in the air. Before that time comes, Otis and the other bats will be in a deep, sleep-like state called hibernation. On a chilly September night, Otis leaves the barn but does not hunt. Instead, he flies fast and true for many miles. The next day, he sleeps under the loose bark of a tree. Then he travels all through the night again. At dawn, he flutters into an opening in a rocky cliff, and then into a big room deep in the rocks. This is a secret cave where little brown bats gather. Both males and females live here, and Otis meets a female who becomes his mate. Otis and the other bats will hibernate until next spring. Then he will wake up. He will yawn, stretch, and clean his wings. Very hungry, Otis will fly out to hunt on a warm spring night. Lots of mosquitoes and other insects will be in big trouble. This book is very informative about bats because it tells you a lot more information about other kinds of bats too. And if you happen to get this book at your library, I think you'll find it very interesting, as well as A Place for Bats, which has very practical advice for keeping bats safe and keeping yourself safe. Bats are not trying to hurt you. They are trying to get to where they're going and to try to get their prey. However, once in a while, there may be a bat in a colony that it has rabies. If that is the case, that doesn't mean that every bat in the colony has rabies. However, if you see a bat, don't touch it. Leave it alone. Let him do his own thing. I hope you enjoyed that.